scenes except for Dragnet 1, which is Mirages. Fill out the Mirages if possible, and then, I don't know, did people call preferences? Is there going to be any conflict?
I would like a Mirage if possible.
I said I would take a Mirage or a Seed slot, so I'll just go wherever is causing the least conflict.
I'd love to do Seed also.
I'm not trying to be in this Mirage. Just give me a second to get out.
All right, yeah. The guys who called the Mirages, hop in.
They are called, as far as I can tell, unless someone's trying to get out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out.
Okay.
Alright.
User joined
This
your
is the
channel.
wrong.
Okay, we've got 20 people in channel. That means a full flight. I need some flight leads. Let's start off with the Oka. Who's going to lead the Oka? Is that Eagle?
And you do not want me to lead right now, to be honest. I'm rusty.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, Ghost.
Eagle, if you want to hop into the number 4 slot there, we'll shuffle it around.
There we go.
There you go.
Hey, Fiber, I'm off comms for 1 minute, but I'm slotted in as the Cowboy 1 lead.
I called
Okay,
that,
got
Kraus.
Oh, that's yours, Nighthawk?
Yep, I called it.
Alright, I'm out. I'm
Thank
going to
you.
the escort then.
Take the Falcon 1 lead, Kraus.
I have Falcon 1 lead.
Okay.
Alright.
Fight.
Whatever slot you jump to, Kraus, double click it. Because it's still showing you in Cowboy.
Yeah, hold on.
Yep, and someone else hopped in it.
Yeah, I hopped in it by accident.
I really don't want to be on that strike. Okay, go ahead. I'm slotted.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, I'll take Lobo 1.
Dragnet still has 2 slots remaining.
Oh wait, Kraus, you're taking Lobo
Oh,
1?
fuck. Sorry.
No, that's fine, that's fine. I'll take Fury 1.
I'll lead whatever.
Package lead from Fury 1.
Just put me wherever you need me. I'll do anything.
No, you're good, you're good.
Hey, what you guys want me to take?
Okay, so at this point, we've got all the flight leads, so we need to fill out element leads next. So who wants to element lead the Oka?
Be a Mirage. It's a blast. You get to fire 1 missile and kill a whole bunch of shit.
If no one else will do it, I can do it.
Good.
Okay, Slaughter, your Mirage 3. Dragnet 1-3. Okay, who wants to element lead the Seed flight? There's 2 of them.
Cowboy 1, Magellan / White Boy.
Okay, Falcon 1, who wants to element lead?
Apex.
Okay. Fury 1, who wants to element lead the escort with me?
Spike.
Me, maybe?
Sharpen sticks, fight out.
Okay, well, here, Spike, hop into Lobo 1, element lead if it isn't already taken, and MB, you can jump into Fury 1. Okay, MB, one thing. Like before you join the server, do a tactical engagement and preload your cache. You've been having a lot of connection issues, like it takes a long time for you to load in, and Gus and I were talking and thinking that maybe your issue is BMS isn't preloading your cache.
That's a good call, actually, for anyone who takes a long time to load.
Okay, I just loaded up a campaign of UOAF 306 here.
Yeah, whatever. Just go into. Make
Yeah.
sure you go into 3D, exit out, and obviously stay in BMS. But theoretically, that should allow you to connect faster.
I think Recon also does a trick on that. It does the same. I think that's what that.
I think it
that
does,
delay
yeah.
in Recon is.
Yeah, it's loading the cache.
That's a good idea too.
That's why it takes so
Who does
long.
a mission without reconning?
That's true, yeah.
Oh, there's missions I do without reconning. I
bad,
just don't need to
bad,
see what's on the ground.
Okay. Okay, so now that we have everyone, all the elements filled out, everyone else, just jump into whatever you want.
There's 1 space remaining in the Mirages, number 4.
All right. Do we have one more opening in the Mirages?
Yes, there's a 1-4 slot still outstanding.
Okay. Who hasn't joined a flight yet? Okay, Blackburn. Are you comfortable flying the Mirage today?
Okay, I will try, but I never flight it before.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Unless someone else wants to take it, to be perfectly honest with you, as far as missions goes, this is a great place to start with the Mirage because you're not even going to be getting into within. You're going to be basically lobbing your stuff at tier 5. So it's literally going to be a case of take off, fly, launch a single cruise missile, turn around and go home. Be back in 2 moments.
Hey, Dark, I'm gonna go ahead and do an IVC check
Wow.
real quick.
If
Slaughter
Blackburn's,
IVC check.
You're good.
Yes. Cool.
if Blackburn's really unhappy, then I'll switch across.
It doesn't matter. If you want, you can go ahead.
No, I was just offering if you were really I mean, I've only flown it about once.
There's not really too much different. If you have any questions, I'm sure me and Ghost Dog can help cover it.
Okay. All right, we're good. Okay. Yes. So this is event 309. We are package 25533, tasked with taking out Banja Luka Air Base with cruise missiles. I don't know if anyone saw it in Discord, but I'm likening this this plan to a football play where we're trying to send the Mirages up the gut with escorts blasting a hole through to the bullseye, and SEAD dealing with any SAM threats on the flanks. So the intent is fairly straightforward. Escorts will push up and clear the path.
Yeah,
and
it's
try and
fireworks
draw
night,
off
so
or destroy bandits
there's a lot
at
of fireworks going
bullseye.
off and the dog doesn't like them, so bear with me.
The SEAD will fly flanking positions to the flights and take out any flank SAMs and SAMs that are covering the bullseye. They don't have to take out stuff at Banja Luka.
There we go.
They definitely have to clear out any SAMs that are in the vicinity of the bullseye. And Mirages, you're essentially going to follow the snowplow in and try and get on station, launch your cruise missiles, and then get out, hook back out, and RTB. The mission is completely focused on the Mirages, so the objective is to really get them on station and get the cruise missiles off to the airbase. Once the Mirages call Miller time, package lead will clear the flights to RTB. Want the escorts and the SEAD to cover the Mirages out and to provide mutual support on the egress out in case we're being chased down by bandits.
Makes sense.
We've tried this mission in the past, and when we got bounced by fighters, we found that our flights didn't push in. They flew actually to the south, and kind of left the Mirages hanging. And the Mirages were able to hit a secondary airbase. We will set an alternate target. Stand by. Let me find one. The cruise missiles, like, how much damage do they do? Quite a bit?
One cruise missile will knock out one runway.
Think about it like this: the last mission, we fired 4 cruise missiles and took out all 5 sections of the runway.
Just trying to find a good alternate.
There's Albina Airport south to the west-southwest of the bullseye. Just on it's near the flot. I don't know what's carrying it, but it's fairly close and it's still marked as 100% operational.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's not bad. It's not in use right now.
Oh, okay.
That
was the next thing I was going to check.
What we'll set the alternate as is the Ubdina early warning radar site. Our next follow-on mission is more than likely going to be Kaz around Ubdina airfield, and taking out the EWR site and all of its buildings would be helpful if we can hit Banja Luka.
Watch that. Are we still encountering terrible weather conditions?
Yes, the weather is poor. It's inclement at the airfield, at our airfield, and it is poor in the AO.
Copy.
Here, I'm just checking the brief. Yep. Okay. So that's the plan's intent for altitude separation. For Cowboy and Falcon, actually, you don't have to worry about it. For Fury and Lobo, we'll set Fury will be 25,000 and Lobo will be 26,000. That should deconflict the escorts. And the Mirages, what altitude are you comfortable at? Would you be comfortable at 24? Or would you want to go to 27?
30 gives us our maximum launch distance.
I was going to ask for 30 if at all possible.
Okay, you guys are at 30.
Yeah, I too was gonna actually ask for the bandit. This is to the
What were
the
you gonna
bandit
ask for?
band. The bandit band up in the 30s, man. But I mean, it's your flight.
Are you in? What flight are you in?
I'm in. You're number 2 here in Fury.
User joined your channel.
You said
So I
Angus
would
25. I mean,
I would add that I talked to Force last week, and he said F-16s don't fight at 35,000 feet. It's bad for them. You should be down at 25.
Oh, really? Well,
Yep.
Well, I mean, okay, so when you encounter the enemy, you burn up and try and lock the missile?
No,
bring them down to you.
Just for deconfliction. Here's what we'll do. We'll set Fury 1 for 28 and Lobo 1 for 27.
Got stuck on BFK for a moment.
Okay, stand by. So Joker 4600, Bingo 3600. Your flight plans have been set up to fly the arc. So your steer 8 should be the holding pattern in case you have a missed approach. And your steer 9 and 10, it might be different for the Mirage flight, but your 9 and 10 essentially flies the ILS arc for runway 05.
Mirages look good.
Okay. All right. Fury 1, me. I'll host data link. Secondary will fall to Lobo 1, who will take over secondary package lead. Data link is Dragnet, Cowboy, Falcon, Fury, Lobo. TACAN as per SOP.
So, what's the actual game plan for the actual escorts? Like, what's the actual engagement plan?
Yeah, so the escorts are going to be out ahead by about 3 minutes, flying to the left and to the right of the Mirage flight. Our task is to clear and sanitize the bullseye and drag bandits off to the northwest or to the northwest or southwest, or destroy the bandits to give the Mirages an opening in.
So we have the same TOT, so we're going to be flying on top of each other, separated by 1,000 feet, right?
The flight plans have us offset to the left and right Mirage flight plan.
Oh, I see. So I'm going to be on the north. And then it converges as well. Yeah, it converges in between steer 5 and steer 6. Okay.
Here,
so
stand by. They shouldn't converge at all. They should be on either side of the Mirages. Maybe you're looking at the return.
I guess it's fine.
Okay. So yeah, Fury 1 will be package lead and host data. Kraus, you'll be backup package lead and backup data.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any other questions
Dog's
about
having
the
enough,
plan
going
or
nuts
the
because all the
execution?
fireworks going off in the area.
So just to add, really, what we want to do is we want the escorts to clear the area and try and drag bandits if there's not too many of them, and give the mirages an opening. If the mirages can sprint in on that opening and take their shots and get out, that'll be a success. Sead on the sides, you need to be ahead of the game and take out any of the SAMs that are potentially threatening the mirages path in or any of the flights path in. And your secondary will be to help drag off bandits to the northwest, or to just outright destroy them, and to the southwest.
Hey, Bread Turbo. Yeah.
And this mission is all about the mirages. Okay, any other questions? Okay, hop down to individual flight channels for briefing.
Do we have the Aviano TAC and ILS information?
I'm typing it in right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
111
there it is.
X-ray for the tagging.
All right, hopping down.
Does anyone need dragging?
Ghost Dog needs moved for flight 1.
Same with Eagle.
Left your channel. User left
Apex
your
4,
channel.
Falcon 1.
User left your channel. 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 You were moved. User was moved to your channel.
Alright, all 4 of us in here?
I believe so.
Outstanding. This is going to be pretty much a rerun of last week's event for us, as far as most of us are concerned. For those of you who haven't been here, it's going to consist of flying the steers as close to timing as possible, so that we don't get too far behind or too far ahead. And then, effectively, we'll be deploying our missiles on or around steer 5, immediately reversing home. Once I call Miller time over uniform, everyone else should be collapsing back and covering us back out.
Ghost Dog, just a quick heads up.
Sure.
We're equipped with scalps rather than Apaches.
I'll fix that in a second. Bear with me while I get my game to do what it's told again. I've got a black screen at the moment.
Yeah, don't want to launch a missile and it turns out it's a cluster bomb rather than a actual.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, no, I'll get that fixed as soon as I can. I just need to do a quick reconnect on BMS because it's doing stupid shit. So once that's up and running, in the meantime, guys, go ahead and recon on the airfield. I'll join you as quick as we can, and then I'll give us assignments basically from top to bottom for points 1 through 4. And that should deal with the runway pretty much. There we go. Alright, I'm on the rejoin now, guys. Shouldn't be too much longer for you.
No problem.
No worries. Is it for firing the Apaches? It's just select steer point and then fire.
Pretty much.
They're pretty much like tiny planes that are literally just JDAMs attached to it. So imagine a JDAM with a rocket engine, well, a regular jet engine and some wings on it.
Alright.
Yeah, the symbology is pretty much the same as the STVs. But the range is like...
Easy.
Oh yeah, these things are center line as well, so you don't even have to worry about an imbalance on launch or anything.
Literally the easiest mission you can do.
Good. It'll be a good refresher flight for me.
I led the one last week with Ghost Dog, and we literally got to our Steer 5, launched, banked left, and headed straight back for base.
But the only problem we're going to have is if we end up in a dogfighting situation, because all we get is a pair of heaters. These are not equipped for any kind of reasonable air-to-air fight.
2 heaters is plenty.
Not when you're flying up against flankers.
Yeah, they get all the BVR stuff. Our air-to-air radar only goes out 10 miles.
Yeah.
Well, this is where you use RWR for passive hunting.
We're not going hunting. We're literally dropping our missiles off at the target envelope, and that's it. The only thing we'll have to do differently is if, for whatever reason, we can't get in because the seed elements failed or it's too heavy. Anyway, I finally got my recon plan up and running. So push along to target steer point number 15, guys. Well, that's 1-5. I'm going to take I'm just going to start at the top runway and work my way down. I'm not going to do any kind of fancy positions, because if we get 4 out of 5 runway knocked out, then that's it. They're not going to be taken off from the stump. So I will take number 15. Number 2, you get position number 16, which is the second runway on the target list. Number 17, that's number 3's position. That's the third runway down the target list. And then number 4. You get the 4th position runway down the target list. That does leave number 5 empty, but given how much stuff we're going to have saturated over the area, I think that'll be okay. I'm just going to quickly redo my steer points because none of them saved from when I just restarted my game. And then I will be ready. While that's happening, does anyone have any questions? Stellar. Who's quite new to the Mirage today?
Never flown it.
Okay.
Second flight.
Okay.
Flew it earlier today and shot down some enemy aircraft.
Okay, Coyote. I'll try and establish what the takeoff order is. I suspect we'll be last anyway. So while we're on the ground, I'll do a quick cockpit famil with you. But for the purposes of this, all you really need to know is air-to-air, air-to-ground buttons, which are where they're supposed to be, and the master arm button, basically.
Okay, I have a lot of the important stuff mapped to my home cockpit, so I really shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
What I need to know is, are the flaps auto, or do I have to use my manual?
The flaps are auto.
Manual flaps auto. Okay.
There are no flaps.
Yeah, water flaps anyway. It's not a problem, honestly.
Yeah, it's a Delta.
Yeah, it's a Delta wing.
Yeah, you can't have flaps on a Delta wing unless you have canards.
Right, yeah, I think I get it.
Or rear stabilizer.
Come on, dog. Sorry for the distractions, guy. If I sound a little distracted, guys, my dog's going nuts because of it's the night before Guy Fawkes night and every person in the neighbourhood's letting off a million fireworks.
Can I come?
Depends on how good you are at comforting my dog, who does not like fireworks apparently.
No, I was asking about the fireworks.
I can't even see them from where I am. That's the annoying thing. All it sounds to me is like gunfire and everything else going off right now, and the dog's just finding whatever corner it can go to hide. Poor little dear. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to recommend, just for the sake of thoroughness, that we mark the SAMs that are in the area that are still current. The seed flight should neutralize these, but I just want to be mindful of them on the off chance we end up getting closer than we'd like for whatever reason.
Do you want me to tell you what all I found? Because I did that at the beginning.
I'm already aware of the most important ones, which is the SA2 north of Steer 5, the SA5 north of the target, and I believe there's an SA3 over the target area.
Yeah, there's a
There's-
SA3 just to the southeast of it, and there's another SA2 south midway between 5 and 6, and an SA3 below that.
Yeah. We're not going to be getting close enough to the SA3s to worry about them. If we're getting that close, we've done fucked up. But the SA5, the SA2 that's near Tier 5, I do want that one marked, because if for whatever reason the seed guys miss it, we need to be mindful of the fact we will be turning south off of the target instead of north. Because we'll be launching from Tier 5, remember. As for the SA2, I'm hoping that basically the ones I want the seed guys to really knock out are the 2 SA2s, potentially the SA5 as a bonus, because we'll be inside, because those are the ones that I'm most concerned about. The SA3s, as far as I'm concerned, are bonuses. And let's see.
Just be sure to let our seed know that, hey, we got 2 SA2s that are top priority.
It's not so much that they're really, really top priority. I mean, imagine that, you know, given that there's 4 of them carrying a pair of harms each, they'll have enough to sling at the SA2s and the SA5s.
Right.
But that's where we're at. Also, I'd recommend you guys put a little box marker over... oh, actually, that's a good point. Guys, just as a backup target of opportunity, go find a Adbina EWR site. It's on the flot just to the southeast of the bullseye, just above the airport. And Adbina EWR site. Basically, if you take from the bullseye, you're southeast of the bullseye, there's an airport, and if you go north of that, right on the flot, there's a little radar station. You may have to change your kind of items of selection. And we're all gonna have. Let me figure out what's the kind of the centerpiece of that, and we'll just have that as Steer 18. Because imagine if we sprinkle 4 Apaches over the EWR site, we'll take out the vital stuff there. So I believe it's Steer 19, which target number 19, which isn't assigned to anyone at this moment in time. And let me just zoom out a little bit, figure out what's the center. Well, the radar is quite far away, so I'll set 19 as the radar and the depot as number 20, and we'll just do as an element. So 1 and 2 will attack the radar, and 3 and 4 will attack the depot. And that's a backup target of opportunity there.
Got it.
Be mindful of the possibility of AAA, especially near the flot, if we are engaging that. To be perfectly honest with you, if we're alternating to that, by the time we've realised what we need to do, we'll probably be able to turn around from Steer 5 and pretty much fire. So, if for whatever reason we have to abort, it's going to be a pretty simple case.
After we release the Apaches at Steer 5, which direction are we going to turn? Are we going to turn to the right and south?
It'll be a right and south to turn away point, because I just think on the off chance that SA2 is still active, there seems to be just more area for us to turn in going south than north potentially. If the RWR
that we're exactly safe, you still got to keep your eyes open, because there could be something completely hidden.
Absolutely.
South is mountains and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the reason why I'm turning for it, because if we do get a surprise attack, we've got mountains to take cover from. It goes both ways. We can perch to the deck and hopefully defeat the missiles through the mountains. If that's not going to happen, or if the RWR has a million contacts to our south, then yeah, we can turn north once we've confirmed the SA2 is out. But I don't want to be flying into an SA2 envelope unless I'm absolutely sure it's been destroyed. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense to me.
Any other remaining questions, or are we good?
We are good.
Okay. Those of you who can, go ahead and jump up to Flight 1 and ask somebody important to move us, and me and Eagle will sit here until we're dragged.
User left your channel. User left your channel.
I'm not sure if there is actually anyone in the briefing room yet until, say, Darkfiber or whoever has move powers, so we may be here a while, Eagle.
That's okay. This should be
User
fun.
joined your channel.
It'll be just a second. There's nobody up there that's able to move.
That's no problem. I kind of figured that. We'll get the move as soon as Fiber shows up on the briefing channel. I know he's busy with his own stuff.
Don't forget about that loadout change that needs to be made.
Yeah, I'll make that presently. Thanks for reminding me.
Too bad we're not going to have a nice sunset to fly into this time.
Well, at least we have the track for landing, so it should make things a whole lot easier.
We can only hope.
But I did take off with the Mirage with a fully loaded with 2 fuel tanks in.
You were moved. User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
But honestly, like in this case,
User
like
joined
it,
your channel. User
that's
joined your channel.
that should be
User
fine
joined
though.
your
That's what I'm trying to say.
channel.
Like, because he was
User
editing
joined
different files.
Sorry, Eagle, you were saying that you've got a bit of experience taken off there with heavy loads, which is good because this is going to be what you need for this.
You're gonna have a big heavy load.
Yeah, have you updated the loadout yet?
User joined your
Done it now.
channel. User was moved to your channel. User joined
Could you
your
then
channel.
direct me up, please?
Yep. So who's package lead for this whole mess?
Fiber.
Fiber.
Dark, you here?
I am, yep.
And the Mirage flight as well.
User
hopefully.
was moved to your channel.
So there's an SA2 basically in between our Steer 4 and 5. The Northern Seed Cowboy 1, I believe, is partially covering everybody's ingress, like the caps and the Oka. And so we're just gonna call that Sniper 1, and that's gonna be the first thing we.
It's got no fan
Cowboy
song.
1. Well, it looked like it did.
The one north of my Steer 5 does have a fan song.
Yep, Fanson.
Oh, the one to the north. I'm sorry.
Yep, one to the north, Cowboy, one's north.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
no
Sniper
problem.
1. Yeah, you for sure have to take that out.
Yeah, because I would like to turn I would like to turn towards friendly lines if at all possible when I deploy at Steer 5. I'm going to turn south unless I see that SA2 gone, and I don't know what I'm turning into.
Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna make sure it goes bye-bye.
Yep. The next.
You don't have to turn at all, Ghost.
Well, I'm going to have to turn once I've deployed my weapons. I'm not going to.
Drop a load and then turn.
Yeah, pretty much. The brevity term will be trucks away.
Dropping loads should be your brevity term.
Sure, it is an emergency just then.
Then you've got the SA2 southeast of Steer 5. I don't think that will be a major problem for us because I don't plan on getting that far in, but it's the next thing on the list. The other thing is the SA5 north of Steer 6, north of the Croatian border.
Do you guys have jammers?
We do have jammers and we'll use them, so I'm not expecting that to be a problem, but
That probably won't be a factor.
it's just that's as far as I'm concerned, that those 3 targets are your little laundry list of things that would be awesome to have destroyed.
Yep, and any SA11s, SA6s, or SA4s that are on.
Yep. Any pop-ups over the bullseye would be very welcome. Yes.
Yeah. So Siad, the SA11s that might be lurking around there, or SA6s that are mobile. Those will clearly be the priority, but barring those things stopping and covering the bullseye, Sniper 1 is the first priority, and if you can take out the southern Siad, if you can take out the SA2 to the southeast to Steer 5, that gives the Mirages a little more flexibility for pushing in deeper if they need to.
Yeah.
I was having us take out the SA2 and the SA3 that's sitting right there.
Yeah, do it.
We all know there's an SA10 on the target, right?
Yeah, it's down. The radar's
okay. Right.
Okay. All right. If there's no other questions, we'll start going through IVC, starting with Dragnet 1.
Dragnet 1-1.
Dragnet 1-2.
Dragnet 1-3.
Dragnet 1-4.
Red Turbo, I'm just reading your message there. I have no idea why your trim would
Cowboy
not
1-1.
work in one theater
Cowboy
but would in the
1-2.
other, unless there's a
Cowboy
difference in
1-3.
your key file.
Cowboy 1-4.
Falcon 1-1.
Falcon 1-2.
Falcon 1-3.
Falcon 1-4.
Fury 1-1.
Fluke 8.
Okay, go for MB.
Fury 1-4.
Lobo 1-1.
Lobo 1-2.
Foxy.
Nothing heard. Continue.
Level 1-4.
Okay, so Falcon, half my flight, didn't check in, and Lobo needs to check in.
Foxy said 1 minute in the chat.
Okay. Fluky and MB, are you back yet?
Yes.
Okay, MB, can you give us an IVC check?
Nothing heard.
Okay, I'll restart the stuff then.
Sure.
And make sure that you also preload your cache beforehand too.
Falcon 1-3
Luke?
AFK for a bit.
All right. Yeah, everyone else, take a break. We'll get Fury and Falcon sorted out.
Hey, Dark Fiber, I got one question for you.
Mhm.
For the flight order, are the Mirages going to be taking off last again?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fine. I can give you a quick tour on the floor.
The flight order is Lobo, Fury, Falcon, Cowboy, Dragnet, and we're all taking off from the same airbase.
Cool, got it. Thank you.
Lobo 1-3 IVC check.
Very good.
Yeah, you're good.
Who's left?
Okay, Fluky, are you back yet?
Hey Ed, how's it going?
We've lost Gorgeous George.
One-day hair warrior.
The takeoffs are 1 second. Oh no, they're 1 minute. Sorry.
What
I'm
did you
being
about,
too
Fluky?
stupid.
What?
Fluke, can you give us an IVC check?
Doing great, Ed.
Fury 1-2.
Okay, you're good. Okay, is there anyone missing from Lobo still?
I was the only one, I think.
Okay, good.
I'm
Yeah,
all
so
ready to
everyone
kick
can
ass
take
and
a
shoot
break.
bubble gum.
We'll meet back in a couple
Today I'll be
minutes,
flying
and, we'll
the
get
Mirage
sorted out
again,
in the meantime.
and it's going to be very similar to the last flight, so it's not going to be the most interesting for many of you.
Question, Nighthawk.
But we'll be aiming to fire Apache cruise missiles
If I've
from
got,
about 50 miles from
the
the
GPS
from
coordinates
the
put in as a
airport,
target steer point for my GBUs and I have to
while
drop them, do
I
also have to try and
basically
find it
fuck
on
shit
the
up.
FCR as well, or they just drop
Once I've dropped those,
once
the rest of the
queues?
community will be supporting my flight, which I'm leading today.
Oh, say again.
And
If I've got,
I've got two escort flights and a suppression of enemy air defense flight. The escort flight will be, well, they'll be escorting me, making sure that nothing in an enemy plane blows me up.
And then you make sure your
The suppression of enemy air defenses targets will be these ground-based SAM systems, the SA2s.
That's what I thought.
And this is my this initial point here, steer number 5 is my
make sure
attacking
that
point,
SA2 is
my
on
initial point. This is the point where I'm expecting to launch my missiles.
I enjoyed
Thereabouts.
using the EOM thing earlier, or well, yesterday.
Quite a
With
bomb
the harms, with the standards.
POS mode on the harms is quite a lot more flexible than people give it credit for, as long as it's pre-briefed targets.
But yeah, it was really cool. Like I accidentally fired 2 standards. Like I screwed up, and they both went off, but they both went to 2
It's
different
why
targets.
evade what you can suppress.
What bombs are you carrying, Chris?
The other reason the suppression of enemy air defense seed team are around is because we have an unknown number of SA6s and 11s along the forward operating line between steers 4 and 6.
I do as I'm told.
I want to use a bomb that we haven't used for a while.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say SDBs have a lot longer range and will do the job against a
Yeah.
Or you could nuke the site with a JSAL.
There is that. That almost feels like cheating.
Well, as opposed to launching a cruise missile from 50 miles away.
Okay, stand by. MB, can you give us a con check?
Just remember, Nighthawk. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, we gotcha.
Just remember, Nighthawk. If you're fighting fair, you're not fighting properly.
Okay, Ghost Dog, stand by. MB, did you preload your cache?
I didn't even like shut down BMS. I just killed IVC and like restarted.
Not at all.
Just right-click and
It's just there are sometimes more efficient ways of doing things that they're discussing. I
Yeah.
personally prefer using
No problem
harms,
taking
especially on
that.
fixed sites like SA2s, but for SA6s and 11s, they're not so using GPS guided weapons aren't so handy because they're mobile.
Yeah, you're good still.
Yeah, okay.
Falcon 3 back.
Okay.
The only problem with harms is you get to carry 2 of them, whereas with things like STBs and GPS guided bombs, you can probably carry 3 or 4. So it's all about just weighing up the pros and cons of each tactical situation and figuring out what you think you're likely to go up against.
So TeamSpeak will be muted during the flight. If you have any technical issues in the game, use Shift T in chat. If you have any issues, close out BMS and IVC, sort your issues out, reconnect, verify your issues are sorted by flying an instant action or something like that, and then rejoin.
The cruise missiles are better directed against the airfields.
Rejoins only. We've had some really good lessons in the last few events on why multiple rejoins are bad. So just one reconnect. So make your second one really count. Make your first one really count, but your second one is really important. Landing at air bases normally follow the overhead brake. Given that we have inclement weather, we will be flying the ILS DME runway 05 approach plate. That has you at an 11-mile arc to 2050, and you'll intercept the glide slope at 1900 feet. And last week we had a bit of confusion about an abort. If you have to abort, just keep flying 050, extend past the runway, and then do a right-hand turn to 209 until you intercept the 164 radial. And then just fly a left-hand circuit at, what altitude they have you at? Minimum 4,000 feet. If we have to stack up, first one first one at the holding pattern will be at 4,000, and then we'll just separate manually by 1,000 feet.
And it's a clockwise rotation, right? Or is it counter? Counter. Okay, I screwed up on that flight. It is in fact clockwise.
It's counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. Oh my god. It's gonna be a good flight.
Excited.
Yeah, also for Falcon, I had us too high intercepting the glide slope, so I'm sure you heard dark, but it's 1900.
Whoopee. Alright.
We'll be home. Dragnet 1 will be home first. We get to do whatever the fuck we want. It's fine. I'm totally kidding.
Also, a tip for everybody for the flight leads is while you're doing the arc, make sure to call out your speed to your flight so everybody's going at relatively the same speed.
Oh yeah, what's the speed limit? 230?
Ish. I did it yesterday at 290, so.
Missed approach is max 230.
And remember, never more than 30 degrees of bank angle.
Understood.
Yeah, so we'll limit speeds to 230 knots in the arc and on final and in holding.
So pattern airspeed is 230. Good.
After you land and exit BMS or get knocked out, jump down into the debriefing channel. It'll be unmuted and you can chat with others. And we will be committing as taxi today. So Foxley, please save the campaign. And commit the server to 3D. Everyone else, double click your flight, double click your seat, save your data cartridge.
Make sure you save the mission.
Yeah, saving.
Fuck.
What happened?
Never mind. I thought my data cartridge reset.
Oh, that's always bad.
Yep, and Chris, double check your target steer points.
Watching.
Okay, and everyone
Yeah.
start committing to the server. Just give us another IVC check when you're committed in frag order, please.
Dragnet 1, take off to taxi. Dragnet 1-1 in taxi.
Dragnet 1-2.
Dragnet 1-3.
Dragnet 1-4 taxi.
Cowboy 1-1 taxi.
Cowboy 1-2 taxi.
3 taxi.
4.
Falcon 1-1 taxi.
1-2.
1-3.
Shame. Shame.
Yeah, Falcon 1-4.
Oh,
Yeah,
Falcon 1-4.
so-
I did.
So who gets to
Okay,
gets
Fury
to walk
1-1.
of shame?
Fury 1-2.
Yeah, we got you. MB.
Okay. That's just
Nice.
Oh, my eardrums.
MB, are you having trouble?
Well, my recon screen is still loading.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so see, this was a good call.
Pack a lunch, guys.
Go with Fury 1-4.
Fury 1-4 taxi.
Level 1-1.
Level 1-2. Let's play a game. Let's see how long
Level 1-3.
the loading screen takes.
Level 1-4.
All right. Okay, so we're good. This is good that we're getting MB to preload his recon screen because what would have happened is we would have waited for him to join for like 3 or 4 minutes and it jams everyone up on the taxi. That's what happened last week.
Time for a new hard drive, bro.
No kidding.
Is that what it is? It's just
RAM
hardware?
or RAM and hard drive, probably. Yeah.
What's
I'll be right
RAM?
back. MB, just
Can't
do
imagine.
a comm check when you're done your recon and commit taxi.
Yes.
I mean, I have it on an SSD, and I still get a hitch when I recon or join for the first time. Like, it's just a thing that happens.
Right, same.
I have mine on an M2 drive, and it still hangs up a little bit.
Yeah, my hang
What's the-
usually
what's the
about
limit
a
for
good
you guys?
15 seconds or something. 15, 20 seconds. 15
Like
seconds.
10, 15 seconds, yeah.
Oh, like 2 or 3 seconds.
Sure.
Holy crap, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
it takes
wow.
almost a minute for me.
Oh, very.
It's super weird.
It takes
I'm in the recon screen.
Nice.
normally.
I have SATA SSDs, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah, I use.
Fury 1-3 comms check.
There you go.
Yay.
Same.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I'm still working off a SATA drive at 7200 RPM, and it still takes me a good 30 minutes or 30 seconds or so rather to get the first load done.
I was about to say, geez, goes 30 minutes.
Well, that's when I was on IDE still, so yeah. Cool.
So can we play now?
Just got one thing left to do. Hang on.
Wah.
I would love to hear Ghost Dog talk about hard drives for an hour, but I just like to fly.
Hey, I'm just filling time for MB. It's fine.
Are
You're
you like
actually
the hard drive
sucking.
expert? Ghost
You're actually
Dog, or
sucking the time out of
And
my
it-
life.
achieving his load in 30 seconds.
I'm dropping loads, dude.
Dropping knowledge.
30 seconds, man.
Useless trivia. You're getting it whether you want it or not.
Oh shit, we haven't muted TeamSpeak yet.
Oh, wait till the clock starts rolling, then I'll mute it.
So, MB, are you on Fly Taxi?
No, he's still loading recon.
No.
There we are.
There we go.
Squadron is a laughing stock.
Okay, that's sweet. Somebody have that one.
That was real go trope.
Why
yeah,
is
he
it
does.
slowing it down now?
That's because that's flight starting to go in.
No,
No.
somebody better not be on ramp.
Somebody's on ramp.
Oh shit, it's me.
Get over at the taxi now.
Your channel was edited.
Oh, that was perfectly timed. Well done.
Who was it? Who was
Oh man.
Your channel was edited.
10 out of 10.
Okay, so exit out Spike.
it? Oh no, it's Spike.
No,
It's always me, I swear to God.
yeah, I think this fucks everything up.
No, if he backs out before the 20-minute marker goes, then we should be still alright.
He should
Nope.
be alright.
When he goes to taxi, he's gonna be in a dead jet.
No, he won't.
Be in a. Yes, he will. Guaranteed. You want to bet $50?
Yeah, yeah, I do because I've done it before.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Just eject. Just arm your seat and eject.
That will leave him a dead jet.
It's a two-step ramp start.
I'll get you in there pretty quickly.
Well, it's the Iraqi pilot ramp start. You know, just go in and eject first, safety.
Yeah. So I show Spike as KIA.
Where's my $50, bro? Where's my $50? Come on.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone back out.
I'll mail it to you.
There you go.
I'm sorry, people. Fuck their entire flight. Great.
It's okay, Spike.
So
Bet
are
you
we
won't do that again.
backing out?
Back out of everything?
Yeah.
Close IVC.
Ed's, what happens is the game time isn't syncing up, but obviously you have 20 people all getting ready. We get dropped into the pit on a taxiway situation about 4 minutes before we take off.
Oh.
Yeah, you
That just killed me.
You shouldn't close your game MB. Just leave it open.
However, the game drops you in on a cold dead jet at T-minus 20 minutes if you have the ramp start selected.
Really, it doesn't matter really. Unless you load in 3D, then you have to restart.
The times are spread across the flights by about a minute, so you can't skip time or advance time when other people are running in real time. What is the game doing? The moment the game is loaded, all the units and everything are being loaded. That screen that you're looking at, there, the ramp taxiway screen, is just the options with the countdown timer.
Wait for everybody to leave the server to be able to leave it myself.
What do you mean by that, Brainline?
Got about 5 seconds courtesy notice, or you will be kicked.
So.
Yeah, just exit out. Force
eject.
Exit there, Fox.
Yeah, Fox.
It's done.
So yeah, when you play BMS, what you'll start with before you go into the game is the takeoff screen, which has a ramp start at T-minus 20, a taxiway normally about T-minus 4 minutes, and a takeoff moment T-minus 2 minutes. We normally jump into the taxiway situation, so we're still able to move around the airport, and it lets us make sure that the flight order is in the right order. Now,
We're an hour late, man.
Okay, so we should be good now.
Oh yeah, of course. The timer shifted.
Yeah, sorry, man. We don't have any more slots.
Rip.
Don't worry, I've done that before too. So
I did it once. I was pissed at myself, of course.
So the game's already got this. When the moment the campaign is loaded by the host, all the units and everything are placed inside the 2D map. During the loading screen for 3D, the game will start loading contacts up, but it doesn't actually load them all up as normal. What it actually does is it loads them up within a bubble around your aircraft in 3D. I forget exactly what the distance is. I think it's about 40 miles or so.
It loaded last week's data cartridge. What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Black magic.
Yeah, me too.
Boo.
BMS will forever be #BMS equals Black Magic Simulator.
Agreed.
Blog it. Stand by re-adding all my pre-planned.
Holy shit, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Chris, make sure to double check your stuff.
Yeah, no, I gotta go through it all again.
You'd think that, wouldn't you, Ed?
Well, don't worry, you'll probably have time.
My data cartridge is up from when we were doing the Hornet strikes with the freaking Slammy R's and stuff. That's like 3 weeks ago.
Mine loaded perfectly fine
Okay,
for once.
Nope.
Get your stuff sorted in silence. Let's just get this sorted out. Just get ready, please.
Let's push that over here. Dragnet, remember to set your if you haven't got them still, just remember to set your targets to your points. Oh well, Red Turbo, you'll be pleased to know I'm hopefully going to be destroying Banja Luka Air Base just on the corner of Bosnia. I'm sure that will please you.
I want to add the TGPs again.
Yeah, you can do it, Nero.
Nighthawk, it's
I
given
did
me
it already.
AGM 88s and it says the GBU 38Bs are out.
Yep, I'm seeing that. That's interesting. 1 second.
Okay, who hasn't loaded in?
Ghost Dog is just finishing up his data cartridge now.
Yeah, interesting. It's showing SDBs out as well.
Cowboy 1-3 is set.
Here we go. We'll use GBU 54. So basically the same. You just need to make sure you don't turn on the laser guidance.
Don't turn it on, yeah, okay.
Alright, Dragnet, is everyone set?
Dark. Alternates over somewhere else.
Yeah,
Okay,
alternates
four
on
set.
Pula. It's good.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, Blackburn, if you could join a random AI flight so Chris could take steer C2 and then you can join back in seat 4.
Okay.
Are you slotted, Gas? Because I don't see you.
I'm back.
I'm
Yeah.
coming.
Okay.
Back in 2.
Okay.
Hot mic.
It's the joys of running a slightly older game, guys. Sometimes there are technical
Okay,
bugs.
let's do an IVC check starting from Dragnet.
Dragnet 1-1.
Dragnet 1-2.
Dragnet 1-3.
Dragnet 1-4.
Alright.
Cowboy 1-1.
Cowboy 1-2.
Cowboy 1-3.
Cowboy 1-4.
Falcon 1-1.
Falcon 1-2.
Falcon 1-3.
Falcon 1-4.
Fury 1-1.
Fury 1-2.
Fury 1-3.
Fury 1-4.
Level 1-1.
Lobo 1-2.
2, 3,
Level
4,
1-3.
5. Perfect.
Level 1-4.
Alright.
Eds, all you're going to learn right now is an exercise in frustration on how to get taken off at one time at the moment. The good news is that once I do take off, I'll be flying in the Mirage, so if you want to learn how to use the Mirage, by all means take notes. I will guarantee you and absolutely show you how not to do it.
Double click your seat. Commit taxi, please.
Dragnet 1-1, flying taxi.
Dragnet 1-2, taxi.
So yeah, the problem is that if one of us decides to fly the ramp, then the T- bar sticks at T- 20 for that pilot. So say T- 22 for me because his flight's a couple ahead of mine. And he's running in real time. Nobody else can time skip because he's ramp starting his jet.
1-1.
If he fucks up the ramp start, he can't fly and we can't refrag a flight in time for him. So as a result, as a community, we don't tend to do ramp starts just on the off chance that someone magically screws up everything. Otherwise, what you end up is this situation where everyone has to reconnect, everyone has to restart their game and all that sort of stuff.
1-2.
This is not considered fun. So as a rule, we'll start at taxiway and the game will be ready, and the game will have given us a fully ramp started and capable jet.
Okay, Dragnet 1-4, commit taxi.
Precisely so, Eds. If you were flying single player and you fucked it up, you could very easily back out, restart the game, reload the save, double check your data cartridge, and jump for it.
Okay, who's not committed there we go.
It might have been 3.
But for a multiplayer game, asking 20 pilots to do the same
Nope.
thing over and over again because one person fucks
Nope,
up,
What
not so
the
fun.
hell?
Someone's ramp again.
Who ramped again?
So what I recommend is that person just sits out and then we just go without him and we lose a ship. You know,
Yep, that will
just
be again.
okay. So you're out of the
thought
flight.
we were
Just go away.
starting Ramp, so I'm just
No,
gonna
but you,
fall over, so I'm just
okay.
gonna let this one out.
Cool. So go sit out and then are you able to do your flight with a 3-ship dock?
Yeah, I'll have to.
Okay.
Yeah. So what was I doing wrong in my obvious?
You should have been on taxi, which is what we literally said like 40 times.
Okay, exit out, Spike.
I thought I was on taxi. All right. Have a good flight, you guys. Sorry for fucking it up for the second time.
Yeah.
It happens.
Pretty much it.
Oh boy.
That Spike.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Cool confirms.
Your channel was
Well,
edited.
shit happens.
Yeah, but I mean,
Twice within like 10 minutes.
I get it. Just shit happens. People make mistakes.
Yeah, this game's
It's
confusing
annoying, but it's
game's
confusing as fuck.
When you haven't played it much.
Think of the
Like-
song and dance black magic we do to play this game. Like,
Agreed.
But that's a little unbelievable. That one was hard to swallow. That second one.
no, I'm with you, 100%. I get it. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, agreed. Like, no need to crucify the guy.
maybe a little bit.
Let's not
I'm
while
chatting.
we're live.
Little
How about
friendly
that?
ribbon.
I'll chat with him a little bit so doesn't kill himself.
Yeah, I don't want him to like never come back. Just
Yeah,
please be
I'm
careful
talking
about
to
that
him.
stuff.
I'm talking to him.
No harm, no foul, Spike.
This is his first time flying with this?
No, I don't think
The
so.
name seems
so.
familiar. Yeah, I think I've seen him. Yeah.
It happens. Sometimes you click, you just have a dirt moment and you forget to click taxiway quick enough. The game just throws you in.
So for BMS 4.34, we should ask them to add some sort of selection before we commit.
That would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen because this is a hard-coded part of Falcon 4, I think.
Yeah, the UIs are really tough to change. The 2D UI.
But there is a way to disable the ramp.
Eds, you're fine as long as you play multiplayer, or as
There
long as you
is,
absolutely do know
It's
how
an
to
option.
do that.
Is it a server config or?
But some communities
I
mandatorily
remember
tell you
seeing
you
it
have to
somewhere.
ramp start, so
It's
Like
like
in every
some
it's
other-
just
config.
different SOPs for
It's like
different
some
places.
Every other
config.
game.
It's in the individual configs, I think.
Yeah, I think Foxy would have to like,
Reason
click
why-
the button when starting up the server.
The reason why it's a problem is
Which we could
because
do.
everyone else has to wait for him to finish ramp starting his jet. While everyone else is looking at this screen for the next 15 minutes.
Either that or it's a config. Yeah, actually,
And
it's
time
a
can be
config,
precious
so
to
when
some
you
people
open
over the
up
weekends because this is the
bottom
only
left
flight we
config,
actually
you
make.
can
It is,
change-
It is,
Yeah, you can change it from ramp taxi runway to taxi runway.
Really? That would be a handy thing to mandatorily set for the server.
I know it's certainly in the individual one for you to set for multiplayer.
I thought it was only ramp/taxi. I didn't realise it went the other way and said taxi/runway.
I can't remember all the combinations, but there certainly is some choices there.
That's something we should investigate, because if that's a setting that we can all, as a community, set on the configuration file, then this never happens again, even by accident.
Alright, Cowboy 1 is going in.
Good luck, Cowboy. Catch you there in a minute. Precisely so, Eds. Yeah. Like I said, I know it sounds like we were being harsh to the guy, but at the same time, people's time is limited. This is a weekend. It's people's fun. It's the only time that some of us fly, including myself, every
35
weekend.
seconds.
We have these procedures in place to make sure that we have the time to do a proper briefing
So
and a
what are
proper
we going to
flight
talk about
rather
on
than
this long
everything.
flight over there?
Probably be giving you and Coyote a tour of the jet to the best of my knowledge. Just remember, you're live on YouTube land.
Well, you're also live on Twitch.
Great. Remind me to say fucker bugger a few more times.
Oh boy.
It's even funny when people in TeamSpeak start putting music on the channel. To be fair, Ed's gonna tell him twice. The error is human to forgive divine, so I hope he comes back again next week and doesn't take it too personally. There are some people with rather short tempers because they've had a tough day, especially after if they've been working on a weekend day, for example. Not everyone likes that or has to do that very often. Eds, I work in retail. All I have is patience and sore feet. Krauser was uncut. He wasn't feeling patience.
2000's on the left.
3-1 is taking the active.
Oh, Jesus. Lead, checking in.
Two's in. Cowboy 1 is holding short at the end of the Sierra Loop. Excuse me, Falcon 1.
Yeah, I saw that. That was mildly confusing. 3-4, check in when able.
Albiano Tower. Position and hold. Dragnet 1-1. Albiano Tower. Position and hold. Fury 1-3. Albiano Tower. Position and hold. Fury 1-1. Albiano
Dragnet 1-3 checking in.
Takeoff runway 05.
Got you 5 by, just waiting on 4.
Cowboy 1 is entering Sierra Loop time now.
Position and hold. Cowboy 1-2. Albiano Tower. Position and hold. Cowboy 1-3. Albiano Tower. Position and hold. Dragnet 1-2. Albiano Tower. Position and hold.
Fury 1-3 passing left.
1-3. Albiano Tower. Position and hold. Dragnet 1-4.
4, just waiting on a comms check from you.
Falcon 1-1. Albiano Tower. Position and hold.
Welcome to the French. They prefer their visibility.
Position and hold. Falcon 1-3. Albiano Tower. Position and hold. Falcon 1-4. Albiano Tower. Position and hold. Dragnet 1-3. Ready for departure.
Cowboy 1 is taxi holding short, runway 26.
Fury 1-2. Albiano Tower. Taxi clear of the runway. Fury 1-3. Albiano Tower. Taxi clear of the runway. Fury 1-1. Albiano Tower. Taxi clear of the runway.
4, waiting on a comms check from you.
Cowboy 1 is taking active runway 26.
This is meant to be the 2000D, but this model is used for a few of the Mirages.
Speed is Cowboy 1. We're holding short in Sierra.
Fury 1-1. Albiano Tower. Resume on navigation. Fury 1-2. Albiano Tower. Resume on navigation. Falcon 1-1.
Sorry, correction. Falcon 1 is taking active runway 23.
Fury 1-3. Albiano Tower. Resume on navigation.
God, can't even type.
Falcon 1-2.
Yeah, the 2000.
Taxi clear of the runway. Falcon 1-3. Albiano Tower. Taxi clear of the runway.
Coyote, you got us on VHF 1 here?
Cowboy 1 is holding short, runway 05.
Albiano Tower. Taxi clear of the runway.
Dragnet 1 will be a chip check.
There we go. Got ya. Alright, flight, we're going to take the Sierra Loop and we'll take the long way around.
2. 3.
Aviana Tower, Dragnet 1 is 4 by Mirages, good, and taking the Sierra Loop for runway 05.
Falcon 1-2. Albiano Tower. You are cleared for takeoff runway 05. Falcon 1-2. Albiano Tower. Resume on navigation. Falcon 1-3,
Check
Aviana
VHF check.
You are cleared for takeoff, runway 05. Falcon 1-3, Aviana Town. Resume on
That's call sign.
navigation.
Dragnet's got you.
Falcon 1-4, Aviana Town. You are cleared for takeoff, runway 05. Dragnet 1-1, Aviana
Cabin 1 is
Town.
taking
You are cleared
active
for
05.
takeoff, runway 05.
That's correct, Brad.
1-4, Aviana Town. Resume on navigation. Cowboy 1-1, Aviana Town. Taxi clear of the runway.
Alright guys, game plan. Once we get to the end of this area and start our takeoff, we'll have a right turn for steer 2. We'll climb to Angels 30. Fence in no later than steer 4.
Clear of the runway. Dragnet 1-1, Aviana Town. Expedite departure.
Dragnet holding short at runway 05 after completing the Sierra loop at this time. Alright, lead's going to take the active on the right.
Two's got active left. 3 behind 1.
Cowboy
4, can you hear us?
Aviana Town. Resume on navigation.
VHF 1 should be 13805.
Cowboy 1-2, Aviana Town. Resume on navigation.
Right flight, taking the active now. Aviano traffic, Dragnet 1-1 taking the active, runway 05 for immediate takeoff.
Dragnet 1-1, is there a problem? Dragnet 1-2, Aviana Town. Taxi clear of the runway. Cowboy 1-4, Aviana Town. Resume on navigation.
Alright, brakes full, throttle's going to be to 80%.
Three set. 2 set.
Hope 4 set.
He's coming up now.
Outstanding.
1-4, Aviana Town. Taxi clear
Alright,
of the runway.
on my count, brakes will be off, then we'll be full burn, rollout is at 190. Remember to take your gear up immediately on takeoff. 3, 2, 1, brakes. 3, 2, 1, full burn.
Dragnet 1-1, is there a problem?
Hitch up. This thing's heavy as fuck.
1-1, Aviana Town. Resume on navigation. Dragnet 1-2.
Straight out departure, steer 2 guys. 10 degrees up, gear up.
Dragnet 1-2, Aviana Town. Resume on navigation.
Dragnet 1-1, Fury 1-1, what's your status for takeoff?
Aviana Tower Dragnet is just clear the tower now.
Resume on navigation.
Alright, copy that. Check in tactical and give me a Rolex when able.
Dragnet, Wilco.
Cowboy 1, past Angels. Hey, checking out the uniform 17.
Alright, out the barn.
2. 3.
Alright, right check, steer 3. And we'll send Angels 5 for 30. Go ahead and check tactical F1, UHF 17.
Rolex on their hand.
Strike Dragnet on tactical here, Rolex request pending.
Fury.
4 minutes. Strike tactical. This is Dragnet. We're expecting a Rolex of approximately 3 minutes.
Alright, package Rolex plus 3 mics.
Cowboy Rock.
Dragnet.
Falcon acknowledge.
Cowboys now 1 mic behind Carrot.
Okay, Lobo is Rolex plus 3.
Falcon verify Rolex plus 3.
Falcon copy.
Guys, you still with me?
Yep, 3's with you. 2's with you.
I don't have 4. Also, I don't have you got 3 and 4 on data link. Make sure you've set your data link. Banks should be 5 through 8 should be 21, 31, 41, 51. Right, through the clouds at 17,000. Alright, 3, I've got you.
We are marking just as a heads up.
Copy. Right guys, we need to respect the speed there, 0. Mach and 0.95, we must not exceed that. Oop, a little bit of a lag spike there.
I'm watching one of the F-16s below us go all funky.
Yeah, it's just a lag spike for that gentleman.
Check, 1-4, Victor check.
4, got you 5 by, welcome back.
You will not believe what the problem was.
Talk to me.
I just built a button box with potentiometers and set my volume rockers on the potentiometers, and I had the knobs reversed.
Oh wow. Well, I'm glad you're sorted now. Remember to set your data link.
Data link set, TACAN however is not.
We're not using TACAN. Or I'm not anyway.
If you need TACAN, I'm set up on 7-4 Yankee, so you can use 11 Yankee.
If you've got the data link turned on correctly, you should have in the right hand bank 5 through 8 you should have 21, 31, 41, 51. Once you've got those correctly set, the data link will show up for the whole flight.
Everyone is now on Carrot.
Fury.
Alright, we're going to level off here at Angels 32. I've been a little bit crazy with the climb. Strike package, Dragnet is back on Carrot now if you want to cancel the Rolex.
Negative, we've got the Rolex at +3 as per your last.
Copy. Alright, in that case then we're about 3 minutes ahead. So we're going to slow it down a little bit and set our steer 3 time to 10 minutes. That should give us back the time that we want. I expect a speed of about 300.
Cowboy 1 has chevrons 262080. Unknown Angels.
Fury tallies, suspect friendly.
Yeah, Chris is happy today. Our flight, you still with me?
I'm lagging behind, sorry.
No problem. My speed's at 300. I'm going to aim for a speed of about 300. I should give you guys a catch up.
Copy that.
Alright, at steer 3 we'll be fencing in. For the master arm switch is just below and to the left of the left hand MFD / RWR.
Cool.
And if you want to have a left hand MFD, just right click, you look at the little up arrow just above the where you would expect your RWR to be. If you left click on it, you get your left hand MFD back. If you right click on it, you get back to RWR. Given that we're not going to be flying attack, I'll just leave my RWR on the whole flight more or less. Jeez, you have to throttle back pretty far back to get this thing to slow down once it's at altitude likes. Yeah, I know. But I'm also about 1,000 feet above where I said I was going to be, so.
Someone right now flying upside down.
Not me.
Lead, I lost 3 on data.
I think that's the 3 that I'm right now seeing upside down.
3, you okay? Lead 3, talk to me. You might well be about to disconnect. 4, just do your best to stick with the rest of the flight for the moment.
I see 3 back on data.
Yeah, I think so. Someone just timed out, so I'm guessing he just lost connection, which is what's going on there.
Yep, 3 just came down across my nose.
.21 nail.
Yep, probably friendly given the closure. There's not something you hear every day, but yeah.
Limo's -1 continuing.
Fury?
Four, go ahead and kick it out just a little. Alright, 5 miles to Tier 3 guys, expect a fence in call shortly. Make sure you warm up your cruise missile. And do not exceed Mach 0.95.
What happens if you do?
Your missile breaks.
How can you test if it broke or not?
Did you go over Mach 0.95?
Slightly.
You should be okay. When you turn it on, it'll do an initialization. If you have any error messages, you'll know about them then. Flight, fence it in. Leads fenced 101.
2 fence 101.
Four fence 104.
Oh, that was kind of ironic in terms of fuel.
It just means we're all using about the same amount of fuel, which is a good thing.
Well, usually it's the flight lead has the most fuel.
I've been slipping on the slowdown while you guys catch up, so.
Well, that means you should to have more fuel than us, not less.
Depends on whether or not I burned a ridiculous amount in the first place.
I pretty much burned it directly with you. Then I accidentally had my speed brake on and I couldn't figure out why we couldn't catch up.
Wow. Yeah, the speed brake on the Mirage is hell of an effective, by the way. Right, flight reference tier 4.
Five. Probably 1 push Victor 10.
Package, Dragnet passings tier 3.
So do you have any stories to tell us?
Not really. I mean, I've actually been on holiday this last week past, so I've had a fairly quiet week for me. I did get back onto the Arma 3 server with the guys at UO just the other day.
How was that?
Illuminating. You know that phrase, the more things change, the more they stay the same?
More 21 spikes all over the place.
It's rather unsettling, but this close to the with this far away from the float, those are friendlies.
Yeah, we got 40 miles until the plot.
Mod 5, 10 o'clock, Mod 5, 2 o'clock. Correction, 11 and 1 o'clock now. And faded. They're in search mode, they're coming on and off.
Well, I think my stream just broke. Oh well.
Sure, we'll catch up.
Cowboy Fury, try and push it up. If you guys can speed up your carrot time and take out that SA2, it'd be appreciated.
Cowboy 1's already 4 mics ahead of Carrot.
Okay, copy that. Continue.
How come I keep lagging behind even though I'm going at 30 knots?
Because my one just loves to accelerate. It's my fault, not yours.
4's at 360 right now.
I'm at 70% RPM and I'm trying to slow my plane down as it is.
Lobo, Outlaw, 145022.
And this is where the fun begins. Mud at AAA, 2 o'clock.
Not seen. To be honest, we're at 30,000 feet. We shouldn't be too worried about that. Alright guys, double check your loadout, double check your equipment. I've got ready 1 for my Apache, so it's good.
Ready 1.
That means you don't have a broken one. 4, you're ready as well, right?
Lobo, contact, full 156 for 022, 21,000, strength 3, MiG-29.
Fury.
we might actually get here before the seed, so I'm going to request an anchor at Steer 4.
Outlaw 057019.
Okay. Engage available 056 for 11, 21,000. Another group of MiG-29 to the north.
Package, Dragnet requests to anchor Steer 4 until the seed and the escort have done their job. Right, we're going to anchor here. Get yourself a...
12 o'clock.
Yeah, scene.
268021, Angels 25.
Yep. 29 spike, 11 o'clock.
Lobos engaged offensive flowing out to the west.
More MiG-29s. 29 south, verified.
Copy 1 is Slapshot, Mud 6.
Furies commit, group 020006.
Package, Dragnet, 29 spike to the south.
Yeah, package needs a retrograde west. There's about 12 bandits to our north.
Dragnet, retrograding Steer 3. Guys, we're pushing back to Steer 3.
Falcon 1 is defensive. Those MiG-29s are within 15 miles.
Fox 3 long, 340004, Angel 30.
Alright guys, we're re-referencing Steer 3. We're going to push back to Steer 3 until we're told it's clear. Because we are not equipped to deal with MiG-29s.
Lobos in for the west.
Fury's group is defensive.
Falcon 1 is completely defensive.
Alright, copy Falcon 1, flow to the northwest.
Falcon 1, copy.
White boy, you're hot mic, Victor 10.
Alright, flight, my speed 350, 30,000 feet, that's Mach 0.93. I'm going to try hold about that, but I want to get away from these guys as much as I can.
Scratch that, we're back into the east.
Flight, music on.
Music, sorry for the delay, I was eating sunflower seeds. Fury 1-2, Fox 3, 275018, Bandit Angel 23.
Okay, so once we get called with the door open, we're going to immediately turn around and we'll start flowing Steer 4 again. And setting this shit back up. The Seed Cap are currently working on that SA2 to the north of Steer 5. So if we have to, we might even cut the corner across once they've arrived at squashed.
To the east.
Yep.
Fury 1 is defending to the west.
Package, Dragnet will anchor Steer 3 until clear.
Okay, roger, Dragnet. Falcon, are you still defensive?
Negative, Falcon is anchored Steer 4.
Let's engage MiG-31s to the east.
Cowboy 1 is bombs away on Sniper 1, retrograde Steer 4.
Scratch that. Cowboy 1, start flowing to the southeast and help us with these bandits.
Cowboy 1 copies.
expecting that SA2 to go silent pretty quickly, even though it's not even gone active yet.
In for the west.
So more than enough time. You guys still with me, okay?
Level 1, Fox 3, 252 for 024, 3000 left-hand turn.
He's still with you.
Fox 3 bullseye, 01012, Victory 1.
Be advised, bandits are down. Angels 2.
Barrier 1-2, Fox 3 on bandit 357009, Angels 3.
Level 1's out to the northwest.
Disregard that call.
Fox 3 medium. 265-0024.
And this is why I am flying a Mirage, not an F-16 today.
31 is defensive, flowing to the west.
Good call, Eagle.
Yes, I would probably be one of the first people to
Level
die.
to the west again.
Hey, don't work hard, work smart.
Raygun 309, 039, Angels 27.
Buddy Spike, level 13.
Alright guys, we're going to be setting up an anchor here until we're cleared in. I'm going to tell package once we're at tier 3 now. See if he clears us back in.
Right, Fury, what's the, Lobo, what's the status on your bandits?
Level 1 commit, 231 for 031, 14,000, MiG-31, straight 2, Fox 3.
Right, copy that. Okay, Dragnet, start making your push into the bullseye. Fury 1 is going to escort, we're going to push for the bullseye.
Dragnet turning back from steer 3 for steer 4. Alright guys, you heard the man.
Cowboy
Left turn, back for steer 4.
North.
Cowboy 1 copies.
Okay, this is Lobo. The route into the target is clear momentarily.
Alright, copy that, we're making our push.
Alright guys, let's keep the turn going. We're going to make direct for steer 4. From steer 4 we'll make direct for steer 5.
Lobo stripping southeast to engage flight MiG-31, 215 for 033.
Falcon 1 is pushing SA2, SA3.
Oh, Rex is back in. There we go. Welcome back, 3, just in time. Alright, 360 knots is as fast as we can go without hitting Mach 0.95, so...
Fury Lobo, be advised, we have a group of MiG-31s just to the south miles. They're flanking us, headed east to west.
Flight, we're going to make direct for steer 5.
Alright, copy that, MiG-31, east to west.
1 push Victor 2.
gonna go back Victor 2.
Three comms check.
Lobo, commit 128-020, 18,000, MiG-29, frame 3.
Package, Dragnet will be at Steer 5 in 8 minutes. It's going to be the longest 8 minutes of their lives.
Lobo's off to the west.
Fury 1-4 Magnum, fire cane, west of the bullseye.
Single F-16 traffic low, 10 o'clock passing my left wing.
3 checking in.
3, welcome back. We're turning in direct for Steer 5 at this time. Make sure your switches and everything are armed. That Steer 5 will be releasing.
Seem to be ahead of you guys, hopefully.
I don't know if you're ahead of me or not. You should be in step with us.
Lead, say smash.
Lead smash 367, and that's as close to Mach 0.95 I want to get. I'm trying to get us as quickly there as possible because I don't want those guys hanging around for long.
Enemies, bullseye 145015, Angels 2-1.
Jerry copies.
My dating link says I'm ahead of you guys.
What's your distance from Steer 5?
Falcon is pressing SA2, SA3, engaging bandits passing across our nose.
50 miles.
That, cowboy status.
Jesus Christ.
Flush.
Alright, 3. Try and regroup with us if you can. I'd rather you weren't sitting there on your own.
Lead, 31 spike, 3 o'clock.
Alright.
Hitting 213 for 053, 14,000, MiG-31, southern group.
1-3's just gonna do an orbit right around to see if that'll let you guys catch up.
Roger that. I would actually like you to head west. I need you to get away from that SU-31. That MiG-31 rather. Also, double check that your data cartridge, your data link is set up properly because you're not on my data link.
Talion Mirage just below us.
Yeah, understood.
Right, Fury 1 has MiG-29s 148022 supporting Fury, supporting Lobo.
Lobo's stripping to the south for to commit 211 for 048 MiG-31.
Nails 31, 2 o'clock.
Alright, copy that. Actually, scratch that.
Lead naked.
Falcon is on this group. We're supporting Falcon.
Package Dragnet is 4.5 minutes outbound from release.
Alright, copy that, Dragnet. Gate.
This is as fast as we go. Any faster, we'll break the missiles.
Alright, copy that. Dragnet AO is clear.
Understood. We're pressing as best we can. Alright, 3. I got you on data link now.
Fury, cap the target. We're stripping south.
Yeah, Fury's capping. The 29s has turned in hot on us. We're commit 128030.
Mud 5, 1 o'clock.
Seen.
medium 124027, flowing to the west.
Holy shit, Fox 2s.
Falcon 1-4, Fox 3, 201, 020, 15,000, flowing north, cranking right.
Falcon 1-3, Fox 3, 193, full 023. Falcon Lobo.
Go ahead for Falcon.
Falcon, engaged offensive, 247 for 031, MiG-31 to the south, from Crest Port of Able.
We're engaged currently with MiGs at 209, 039, Angels 15.
Falcon 1-3, Pitbull.
Alright guys, 2.5 minutes, we're almost there.
Fury 1, defending outer. That's trashed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
Very
caused me
advised,
to disconnect
Falcon
my
is
computer. My entire computer locked up.
Copy that.
It kind of went blue screen or something like that. I'm not sure.
Dragnet status.
Dragnet is 1 minute 50 seconds from release.
Copy. Continue.
Falcon 1-3, Fox 3, 214 for 030, times 2.
Right guys, I'm at 370 knots, this is as fast as I dare go for it without breaking the missile. Right, numerous friendly traffic to our 11 o'clock high and 12 o'clock front.
Visual.
Okay guys, 10 miles to go, we're less than a minute in.
Lobo is in from the north on the MiG-31.
Right, copy Lobo.
Leads heads down, in air ground mode. Flight, reference your targets.
Falcon 1-3, /1 bandit, 222 for 039er.
Two is getting heads down.
Reference your pre-brief targets, guys.
Two is 1 minute from drop.
40 seconds.
Lobo 1-3 is engaging bandit.
You gotta stick to the fall line, guys, remember that. Package, Dragnet, less than 1 minute out.
Copy that, continue.
Fury.
Go for Fury.
Fury, confirm that the east is clear. We're still engaged. Offensive to the south.
Yep, east is clear.
Mod 6, 12 o'clock. Package, Dragnet has Mud 6 on our flight path.
Yep. Copy 1, slap shot, Mud 6.
Dragnet.
Two is 10 seconds.
Lead's got valid launch.
Alright, we got bogeys 40 miles to the east of Bull.
Flight, you're free to fire when ready. Lead is Bruiser.
Falcons, check hot mic. Two, Bruiser.
Leads Cat 1, left turn. Flight reference tier 7 when off target. 3-4, continue to press, drop your weapons when ready. Flight, Dragnet, launches in progress. Flight, I'm a left turn off.
Fury, be advised, my element is off station fuel.
Alright, copy that.
3-4. Once you're off target, brake to the north. Reference steer 7. Let me know when your engagement's complete.
2 complete.
Fury Lobo.
4 complete, rejoin flight.
3.
Go Fury.
Lobo engagement complete. We're rejoining.
Alright, Raj.
Lobo has about 2 minutes of bowl left.
Flight is clear.
Cowboy is at the end of all. We're RTB.
Package, we've dropped all our bombs. 3's got a lag issue. He may be a little late behind us, but he'll be very shortly dropping as well. We'll be pretty much Miller time now.
Dragnet, what's your status?
Dragnet is all bombs gone minus number 3 who's having lag issues.
Alright, we're RTB, RTB.
Understood, RTB.
Level 1 is RTB.
Falcon is RTB.
Nails 29, 7 o'clock.
Alright, now that we're Cat 1, jet out of here, guys. I'm in the gate.
2 engage.
4 gate. That key mic might have been re-releasing as well.
Yeah, very probably. 3, if you're within the sound of my voice and you've dropped your weapons, turn around and head home.
Multiple 29 spikes to my 6.
Leads naked. Make sure your jammer's on. We're getting out of here. We're not turning around to fuck these guys over. Oh. There goes 3 in a lag spike.
I see him moving.
Jesus, he must have swapped his Mirage for an SR-71. Alright, flight, I'm out of the barn.
Copy that.
Alright, package, Nails 29, bearing 100, we're bugging out.
Right, from steer 7, we'll be clear and we should be good.
Be advised, Nails 29, 168, flanking.
Right, I got £2,000 remaining fuel at home plate. Does anyone else look seen about the same?
2 is 2300.
4, what's your fuel state?
4 is 5600.
Very good. Right, so that being the case, then we should all be fine for landing.
Fury, are you engaged?
Negative. We've got Nails 29 off to the 130. We're trying to run them. I don't know if they're a threat yet.
Alright, great work, guys. Let's let the Apaches do their job, and we're just going to follow our flight plan out here.
I'd be curious if my missile hits or not.
We'll find out.
Cowboy, if possible, can you hook and delouse us to the 130?
What's your number on data?
We are number 4.
Cover 1 copies, we're hooking left.
Alright, flight reference steer 8.
2.
4
What's the max G that you pulled, Ghost?
I never exceeded 2.6.
I did 4 during that turnout after target.
That's fine. Once you've got the missile off the rail, you don't have to worry about the max performance.
Cowboy, check left, another 20 degrees. You should see the bandits.
What is that about Mach 0.98 when you said Mach 0.95 is max?
Approximate bearing 130.
Seemingly your missile will not come off the rail above Mach 0.95, and if it does, it may not work properly, so I hope you slow it down just before launch.
Well, I guess we'll see the carnage. An after action report with thermal imaging satellites.
Yeah, we can only hope.
Yep, Cowboy 1 has them. We're gonna do a Fox 3-1, then run.
Alright, continue.
21 nail 6 close.
Not seen. Seen. Package Dragnet has a Spike 21 close on our 6.
Yeah, be advised, suspect Croatian 21 friendly.
Understood.
Ghost, you copy?
I copy now. What's up?
Just checking in because I've
Cowboy
before
1,
dropping I
Fox
had
2,
like massive
but we're
blue
bingo
flag.
in Winchester.
Did you get your weapon off?
Alright, copy that.
In K-firm, yeah.
Alright, cool. And packaged, just a quick set rep there for you. My number 3 had a huge lag spike, but he does tell me he's got his weapon off, so hopefully 4 hits.
Alright, copy.
Alright, remember to go cat 1 if you haven't done so already, so you don't get the annoying yellow light. And we're just going to fly home. We're at mill power basically. My fuel at home plate's stabilizing at around about 1900.
Cowboy 1 is defensive active missile.
This was a long mission.
Welcome to the Balkans Theatre, Eagle.
I wonder if we got any losses.
I'm sure. Red Turbo, yes, it is a lot simpler being 2 or 4. You don't have to worry about making decisions. You just follow the leader.
Pounds at home plate, so.
Fuck's sake.
Well, you
Cowboy
joined
Fury
back
1 is
mid-flight,
going to delouse you.
so that reset your fuel.
Copy. Cowboy 1 is hard bingo. We cannot get another fight.
Looks like the other guys have had a real barrel of a time here.
Package SU-27 041008.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, yeah, it looks like a 4-ship, a Su-27's Angels, 1-9 at the bullseye. Let's sprint out of here and RTB.
Alright guys, just for the sake of safety, we're going to go at the gate a little while, tap some of that reserve. We're going to go up to Angels 3-2.
Copy.
Dragnet's on the elevator up to Angels 3-2. At 5 degrees in the burn. Once we get to Angels 3-2, we'll go mill again. Hopefully we won't be too badly savaged.
Is Fox 3 defensive close?
Jesus.
Can you get out of there, Cowboy?
Yeah, he had to get... I have a MiG-29 on my tail, 10 miles. I have a Fox 3 out on him, I'm diving for the deck.
Cowboy, Fury, Falcon is delousing you, run. Cowboy, turn you back to home plate.
Bingo. Bingo.
I'm bingo.
One, confirm you got visual on me. I'm at your 7 o'clock, really high.
Visual. Right, I'm leveled off Angels 3-2. Coming out the burn.
That actually gave me more fuel at home.
Yeah, the air's a bit thinner.
Copy 1 is defensive, more active missile.
Fox 3 medium FT-27 balls 341-014.
Dragnet Cowboy, recommend you call defensive over the UHF. You might actually get some help from AI.
Cowboy, you have a MiG-29 15 miles behind you, Angels 11.
Copy, Cowboy 1-1's on the deck, Angels 1.
Jesus, he's going to get fucked over for his fuel.
Also one in front of you at Angels 2-6.
Yep.
Be advised, that may be friendly.
Got a flight on our 10 o'clock.
Okay, RWR's clean on 29s. Let's bug out an RTV.
Package, I'm showing F-15s in the AO on the RWR. Recommend you call the defensive and you hopefully get them to divert over to you.
Falcon is out.
You know, you're desperate for help when you're asking for the AI to drop its shit and run over. Alright, I'm fuel at home, £2,000 still. That's worked out quite well, we're going faster and higher.
Cowboy status?
Cowboy is clean. We're climbing for max fuel.
Falcon status?
Falcon element is return to base. Falcon lead element is here with you. To the chips.
Alright, copy that. RTV.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting on landing, because we're going to be landing in the pattern IFR as well. Most people are going to have one shot at this. Dragnet package, just a small point of order. Sounds like most of us are going to be fuel casualties if we're not careful. To keep your numbers clean and by the book for the IFR, and we'll all get her there in one pass.
Kraus is funny.
He's having a fun day. Alright guys, give me your fuel state right now.
2 is at 037.
3 at 094.
4 at 032.
4, say again.
Cowboy 1's gonna outbase the tanker.
4, did you say 026?
032.
032, understood.
If needed.
Native, we already checked. The tanker is closer than our divert field.
I have a divert field right on the plot.
And native, we'll just hit the tanker.
Good luck, cowboy.
Nighttime refueling.
In the weather.
My Cowboy 1-4 is divert to alternate though.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of people in his flight that are going to be like, nope.
I want to refuel.
There's some people in the flight, they're just not. There's still not some people are just not comfortable AAR, especially doing it at night in the weather. I can't fault them for that. They're going to take their chances with going for the alternate instead of trying to get on the tanker. Especially if you're fourth, because you will have the lowest amount of fuel after everyone else has had their go.
Hey, one, can you give me the ILS readout?
ILS 10950, course 050, TACAN 111 X-ray.
About 80 miles until home.
Yeah. Well, I'm asking us to reference steer 8 because that steer 8, 9, 10, that lets us follow the ILS approach.
Right, I added distance to steer 7.
Ah, right.
Right.
Yeah, I've got distance to steer 8 as 68 miles.
Bingo. Bingo.
You want us to fence this out?
Yeah, we're fenced out now. I'm fenced out 030.
2 is fenced down 034. 3090.
4029.
Alright, looks like you're the low man fuel for our flight 4. Mind you, I'm still predicting fuel at home £2,100, so we should be okay.
Can't seem to get the ILS frequency to change.
Press 1 on the on the pad. Just type in 10950, and that should be you. And then on the panel, very back near the trim, there's a switch that says ILS. Just click it once, and that should be it turned on. And you know it's worked because it'll say ILS on.
Okay.
At that point in time, you'll get ILS, but you won't get it until obviously you're on the glide slope. Did that make sense as well for you 4? Because I know this is your first time in the jet.
I think I have ILS on.
Press 1 on your keypad for TILS, and it'll say ILS on in the corner. After that, you'll be able to switch to ILS TACAN or ILS NAV, and you'll get your needles once you're in range.
It says ILS off still.
Okay, so back left near the trim, call contact. Look at your cockpit, back left on the trim, there's a small panel with 7 knobs. One that'll say UV missile, enter TP, VHS and ILS. Just left click on the ILS one and that should change to ILS on. You got that too?
There we go.
Alright, now when you flip over your panel to ILS nav or ILS TACAN, you'll get the needles and they'll work. You will also...
Falcon 1-3, checking off uniform 17. Dragging up Fury.
We'll be beginning our descent shortly, guys, as well.
Disregard. Dragnet, Lobo.
Lobo, Dragnet, go.
Lobo is going to land first for emergency fuel.
Understood. My low man's fuel is 2,200. Alright, flight, we're going to begin our descent now. Reference steer 8, we're going to be 10 degrees nose down, and we're going to be throttling back to maintain a speed of 230 knots at steer 8.
Let's check it out.
Leads throttle idle and 10 degrees down. And I'll be flight, we're going to be switching to tower. Package, Dragnet is switching tower. And flight boards are out. Aviano Tower, Dragnet on comms, descending 27 for 5,000 feet at steer 8.
Good evening, Logo 1, Aviano approach, runway 05.
Oh, me too, Eds. I don't know if I'll tape the actual debrief review, but I'll make sure that you guys all get to see the results page.
2 is currently trail.
Copy 2. 3-4, stay in trail behind us. Try and space it out by about half a mile. Target speed 230 knots. Target altitude 5,000 feet.
Logo 12, descend to 5,000, maintain 300 knots, turn right heading 355. Logo 13, climb to 7,000, turn right heading 060. Logo 11, descend to 5,000, turn right heading 035. Logo 14, descend to 4,000, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 335. Logo 12, descend to 6,000, maintain 30.
Alright guys, we'll be entering the soup very shortly. Hopefully we'll come out and see ground.
Falcon 1, Aviano approach. 2878. Dragnet 1, Aviano approach 2878. Logo 1.
Guys, if you need it, your radar altitude is on the just above your center MFD. It says radalt standby off. Make sure it's at the radalt position.
5,000, turn right heading 050. Logo 14, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 0.
Alright, we're under 230 knots guys, so I'm just going to bring the boards in, keep the throttle idle,
maintain 300 knots, turn
and leads in the soup.
060.
He's in the soup.
Shit, tons of turbulence. Coming out of the soup at 10,000.
030, runway 05. Logo 11, execute missed approach. Clearance canceled. Vector 345. Contact approach when able. Logo 12, go around. Vector 345. Contact tower.
Yeah, they're not fun. The weather's pretty fucking awful.
Sliding in behind 2.
Very well. Make sure your ILS and everything is set. Any last questions on TACAN and so on? Very good. Right, from steer 8 will be referenced on steer 9. That's the flight up ahead at the rendezvous point there. They're flying their radial now.
Lead, you just disappeared from me.
Falcon 1-3, request permission to land active.
AW, repeat.
Final. Next up is Dragnet.
Go for Dragnet. Aviano approach 3 miles out from the start of the radial at 5,000 feet.
Logo 13, turn right heading 0.
Right, guys, maintain 230 knots. Settle at 5,000. We'll begin our descent down to 1,900 feet, no later than steer 10.
Good evening, Dragnet 1.
I'm going to grab a little more speed for you guys so I can get some spacing. Guys, we're checking down for steer 9. Here's the approach. Aviano, Dragnet, at the radial, flying the approach.
Logo 13, climb to 7,000, maintain 300 knots, turn right heading 080. Logo 13, climb to 5,000.
Man, these winds are gnarly.
50 knots, turn left heading 230, runway 05. Fury 1, you're outside my airspace, contact me at 30 miles.
5 degrees down.
Logo 13, inbound for landing.
Or somewhere around about that.
Good evening, Logo 1, Aviano approach, runway
She was
05.
just getting tossed about.
Yeah, me too, man. Just try and average it out. I'm descending through 3,000 for 1,900 by steer 10. Aviano, Dragnet on the turn for ILS for the ILS.
Fury 1, Aviano approach 2914. Good evening, Logo 13, Aviano town, cleared for landing, runway 05, check gear down. Logo 13, inbound for landing. Good evening, Logo 1, Aviano approach, runway 05, welcome back. Good evening, Logo 13, Aviano town, cleared for landing, runway 05, check gear down. Falcon 1, Aviano approach 2914.
Right, settled in at 1,900 feet, 230 knots, waiting for the intercept. Aviano Tower Dragnet is coming up for the ILS. Be on final.
Aviano traffic, Fury 1 is entering the pattern. We'll hold at Angels 5.
Can just see the lights out there at 2 o'clock, guys. And I'm going to start my turn now. Aviano traffic, turn in for the ILS final.
Logo 14, Aviano town. Next time, wait your turn.
I'll be coming in slightly right, guys.
Logo 13, Aviano town. Taxi clear of the runway. Logo 13, Aviano town. Taxi clear of the runway. Logo 14, Aviano town. Taxi clear of the runway. Logo 12, Aviano town. Next time, get clearance before landing.
Three is leads gear.
Two is gear down.
Aviano traffic, Fury 1 entering the arc.
Aviano traffic, Dragnet 6 miles on final. Just about to see the runway now. Aviano traffic's at the outer marker.
Next time, get clearance before landing. Fury 1-1, inbound for landing. Good evening, Fury 1, Aviano approach, runway 05, welcome back.
Runway in sight at 4.5 miles.
People doing 170. One unslotted it behind you.
Roger, I'm coming in at 160, 3 miles out.
Landing, runway 05, check gear down.
Press your missile uncage button if you want to unclutter your view.
User left your channel.
I'm a little low.
One, take the left side.
Taking the left side. Shift D for Delta for your drogue chute when you're down if you need it. Leads wheels down.
Next time, get clearance before landing.
Having a traffic, Dragnet is down, 3 good wheels.
Dragnet 1,
3's down, 3 good.
next time, get clearance before landing.
4, just you now.
2 is wheels down.
2, you got. Am I going to be able to cross you?
You're good where you are.
Understood. Right, flight, we'll be taking a left turn off the taxiway.
Dragnet 1-3, Aviano Town. Taxi clear of the runway. Dragnet 1-4, Aviano Town. Taxi clear of the
Ford,
runway.
and tell me when we're clear, when you're clear of the taxiway, and I'll call the tower. I'll call the tower clear. Flight will be departing by the next taxiway on the left.
2, that's me on your 2 o'clock. I'll let you pass me when we turn left.
Copy that, thank you.
Aviano traffic, Dragnet departing by the end of the runway left side.
Falcon 1-1, inbound for landing.
Right guys, smooth landings, good work.
Falcon 1, Aviano approach, runway 05, welcome back.
3-1-1 on final.
4, try and get off as quick as you can if they're on final.
User left
This
your channel.
is definitely the weirdest mission I've ever had.
Course clear.
I spent more time looking at my desktop than I did the actual mission.
Turbo, I don't record the Acmes myself because they tend to cause my computer to freeze. But someone else will have an Acme. It's usually always on the forums.
User left your channel.
Right, guys, make sure steer 11 is the last thing you've got selected before you leave the pit. Put your chocks in and kill your engines, and this will stop the AI from disappearing. Good luck, and see you at the AAR. Thank you very much.
User left your channel.
Good evening, Fury 1-1, Aviano Town. Cleared for landing, runway 05, check gear down. Tank 1-1. Piano approach. Traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles.
User left your channel.
I love the sounds of the weather in this place.
Traffic now, 12 o'clock, 5 miles.
Oh. Alright guys, here's the AAR as promised. Runway destroyed. Runway destroyed. No hits for number 3, but he had some lag issues. And runway destroyed. Outstanding work. That's what we're looking for. And a very angry Red Force. Well guys, I hope that worked out really well for you all. It may not be the most interesting to experience, but I was sure, I sure feel sorry for Cowboy, who are still flying around at the moment. Probably looking for this here tanker. Poor sods. So yeah, I will catch you all later. Thanks very much for the views, and thanks for sticking with us. Catch you later.